Hello everyone, my name is Azatru, how are you? And welcome to another Star Wars Battlefront 2 Q&A with me. It's where I answer your questions about Battlefront, any other Star Wars game, Star Wars in general, and more. I do a video like this every month or so, and if this is your first time watching a Q&A from me, I hope you enjoy it, and if you want to be featured in the next video, keep an eye out for a community tab post in which I will ask you to comment your question. Or you could use my Discord server and ask me there, and that is what Seacrest did. So he asked, if you could have a weapon from Battlefront 2015, which one would you pick to be in Battlefront 2? So I made this video before it was announced Battlefront 2 would be getting new weapons. I just hadn't posted it yet, so I'm having to re-edit this video and change some of the answers. Originally, I said the DL-18, but that's come to the game now, which I'm very happy about. To give a new answer, I'm going to have to give it to the DT-29 pistol, which was Krennic's blaster. It was part of the Rogue One expansion, and it was so unique and so much fun to use. Speaking of classes, Battlefront 2 Dude asks, what class do you play the most? Most of my time is spent with the Specialist, but I also use the Assault class almost as much. Absolutely Studios asks, what's your favourite food on the First Order Resurgent Star Destroyer? Well, it's got to be the baked Cardu ribs. I actually ate these in real life at Galaxy's Edge. In case you missed my Easter egg hunt video on the First Order Star Destroyer, please do check it out if you haven't seen it already. There's a bunch of food in the canteen for the First Order Stormtroopers, and I actually did enjoy these ribs at Galaxy's Edge. The muffin was nice too. Blinky P asks, what are your favourite heroes and reinforcements to play on each faction? So I'm going to pick one hero and one reinforcement for each faction, starting with the prequel trilogy era. So for the Republic, I'm going to give it to Anakin and the ARC Trooper. For the Separatists, I'm going to say Dooku and the BX Commando droid. Moving on to the original trilogy era, for the Rebellion, I'm going to go with Luke Skywalker and the Rebel Jump Trooper. For the Empire, Darth Vader and the Death Trooper are my picks. Now for the sequel trilogy era, which has had the most recent additions. For the Resistance, I'm going to give it Rey and the Cathek Spy. As for the First Order, BB-9E and the Sith Trooper, for me, are really fun to use. Dragonlord has a similar question, but he asks me to choose just one out of all of the heroes, all of the infantry classes, all of the reinforcements, any of the vehicles, starfighters, whatever, if I could just pick one. I feel like the Assault class, because it's just so well rounded with the CR2, the Ion Grenades, the Scanner Darts, you can take out anything, whether it be vehicles with the Ion Grenades, other infantry at close and medium range, and you can also do damage to heroes. Wesley Gaming asks, who's your favourite droid? In the entirety of Star Wars, I'm going to say R2-D2, but BD-1, BB-8 and C-3PO are very close behind. Harrison James asks, how are you? I'm good, thanks, Harrison. General Saucy asks, this isn't a Battlefront 2 question, but what Jedi would you want to be the Padawan of? Luke, Obi-Wan, Anakin, Yoda, Mace, or Ahsoka? This is a really easy question to me. It would be Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan has a lot of humour with him. You can see him and Anakin's relationship, how they get along with a bit of laugh here and there, even in the most serious of situations. And to me, that is what I would like to have. Plus, he's a very good Jedi. He was dedicated to the cause throughout his life. He looked over Luke. Even though he failed Anakin, he was just a very good Jedi. Zombie Gamer asks, do you think you can handle yourself? I think I can handle myself. Xavier Brook asks, why is there no competitive modes? This all stems from the fact the game is quite casual and does not really suit the competitive environment. Most of the players have no interest in playing competitively, as per se a lot of the audience is quite younger as well. And there is just not the audience there for DICE to give it to them. Also, no private matches just really harms this side of the community. Speaking of game modes, Shock Chaos asks, what is the best game mode in your opinion? For me, it is Extraction. It needs way more maps, but the core gameplay of it is just so much fun. Behind that, it would be Supremacy, just because it gives you that Battlefront experience. You have vehicles, you have 64 players I know AI is included, but still, you have the most amount of units on the battlefront at any given time, and you get to fight on capital ships, as well as various theatres of war, whether it be the Clone Wars, the sequel trilogy, and soon to be the original trilogy. And the last question for this Q&A is from Deggy, McMeme, and Captain Rex. Who is the most underrated hero and reinforcement? This is another part of the video that I've had to change because I said Princess Leia, but she's been reworked and is now not underrated. She's super powerful. I'm going to have to give it to Finn because he now has that dual zoom which works in his favour, and he can do a lot of damage per second at long distances. People just don't know how to use his abilities, in my opinion. For the reinforcement, it would be the Sith Trooper. I've not heard a lot of people talk how good the Sith Trooper is, but the speed, the rate of fire damage per second it can do, and how many enemies it allows you to see through walls, it's very deadly, and I really like the Sith Trooper. Those are all of the questions for this episode. I hope you learned something new about me and my thoughts on Star Wars as well as Battlefront 2. Remember, there will be a community tab post coming next month where you can ask your questions or use the Discord. There's a link to my Discord down in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please do drop a like, subscribe if you aren't around here, check out any of the 2 previous videos on screen if you did miss them, and I shall see you in my next Star Wars Battlefront 2 video. Goodbye.